They want to live in a rich, stable, and free country. And they demand a political economy that is capable of sustaining a rich, stable, and free country. We do not currently have that economy. We have not had that economy for a very long time. Both political parties are responsible. And as I sit here today, neither one of the political parties in the United States of America has any intention of doing anything substantial enough about the cancer at the heart of our shared experience. Right now in America, we have billionaires taking joyrides into space while the people who work for them sleep in their cars. And that is not the worst part about it. The worst part about it is that the people sleeping in their cars are paying higher tax rates than the people in the little blue jumpsuits. That is repulsive. Now, you may just honestly not care how much money somebody has, but I guarantee that you care how much power someone has. $80 trillion moved from the mid 70s to today. $80 trillion moved from the bottom 90% of our country to the top 1%. That money was taken out of the mouths of the children of this country and put into the pockets of the richest people in the country. What is the human cost of this? Now, let's just look at what's going on in our democracy. In the last 3 elections, only 41% of Americans voted in all 3 of them. 1 out of 4 Americans didn't vote in any of them. And 100 billionaire families contributed 1 out of every $6 spent on the 2024 election. If there is an amount that is enough and there is an amount that is not enough, then there is an amount that is too much. There is an amount of concentrated wealth that is by definition an existential threat to humanity. There's no question that billionaires, every single billionaire, is an economic policy failure. I want to be clear, this is our failure. The existence of the billionaire class is a policy failure. Let's stop saying Larry Ellison is worth X amount of money. No one is worth that much money. The word we need to use is control. How much money do people control? And what does the control of that money do to your life and your life and your life? What does it do to our collective experience? So if there's an amount that's enough, there's an amount that's too much. Second, we need to know who's holding all that too much money. We need to map the money. We need a global asset registry that shows who owns what and how all of that ownership is ultimately connected, and how the connection and the coordination between these folks is wrecking the life for all the rest of us, the democracy, and ultimately the planet. And the third thing we need to do, and this is the fun part, this is where let's think big, let's innovate. We know the economy does not grow on trees. It is not a law of nature. It is not an element like hydrogen or oxygen. It is a construction of human thought. It is a series of laws passed in the political arena that structure the money so that it goes one way or the other way. We screwed up. We structured it in a way that it all went to just a few people. And when too few have too much and too many don't have enough, you don't have a sustainable society. So we need countries to learn how to create the best mathematical algorithm ever created in the history of humankind. To do what? To help us figure out how to all coexist together. This is a math problem. And it's not a particularly complicated one. When the wage floor is less than the cost of living and the tax system is a joke, your society goes in one direction. And that's more unequal more quickly over time. If you hit a certain level of inequality, you by definition have a threat of authoritarianism. We passed that point. But here's the thing, there are more of us than there are of them. We have more power than they do if we use it. So the people in this room and at this series of meetings, our task is actually simple. Work within your country's borders to figure out how to create the best, most sustainable, most stable, most prosperous construct for yourselves and share that knowledge with all the rest of us all around the world. And then together, in not very short order, we can create the kind of world that we all want to live in. We could make this work. And the people in this room can do that. Here's the thing, democracy is so irritating, so messy. Nobody gets along. You have to fight. You have to compromise. But no matter how messy democracy is, heck, a lot better than those billionaires. Thank you.